Hey guys, thanks for tuning in for episode 4. We're jumping right over from episode 3 where we have basically ruled out a potential solution, what we thought could be a solution to the tiny bag dilemma, which is that if we just give larger quantities that we would solve everything. But check that out, check episode 3 out, you'll see why that's not the case. I also gave y'all a chance to take a guess at what possible solution we'd go over in this episode, so let's see who was right. So here's my train of thought. Try to follow along with me. If we can't give large quantities to last until our team returns again, then why don't we just return quicker, sooner? In other words, why don't we increase the frequency of our trips so that it's as if we have a continuous presence in our global communities? So as great as that sounds, it's not very realistic. It sounds great, sounds easy, but it's not something that could be achieved anytime soon, and here's why. So for the longest time, it was only me running the show. I mean, I had my board of directors who were my sounding board, but I was pretty much the only workhorse for Be the Change for quite a bit. And then I started to bring in interns into the picture, but that proved to be a lot of work in itself. Then enters Joseph Brewster. Thank you for all that you do. He entered into the picture. He took over coordination for our Myanmar trip. So him and I can definitely say that planning a medical mission trip is a crap ton of work, y'all. Booking plane tickets, so stressful. You would never think, but for 20 people or more, it's a lot of work. Booking hotel rooms, a little bit easier, as long as you remember to book the right dates. Myanmar trip, you know what I'm talking about. Then there's the speaking engagements we go to get the word out about the trip. Then the dreaded part of making sure we have enough healthcare professionals. Getting doctors, nurses, man, mostly just doctors. Getting enough doctors on our trip is really a hard thing to do. And if you think about it, we're volunteering our time. These people need to pay bills. So anyways, it's a lot of work. And if you think about it, Joseph and I are pharmacists. We do all of this outside of being a pharmacist. Let's bring it back in. What we had started off this episode with was talking about this novel idea that if we were to just increase the frequency of our trips, that would allow us to achieve our goal of being able to give our patients adequate amounts of medication periodically. But hopefully you can see why this is much easier said than done. It's not that it's impossible for Be the Change to coordinate more frequent trips. It would just require more manpower. And to get more manpower is the whole reason this suggestion is difficult, because Be the Change is 100% volunteer ran, and financial compensation is just not on the table for people who join our team. And here's what really drove it home to make it clear that there had to be another way. Another way that our patients could still get adequate amounts of medication periodically, but just not through having to coordinate more frequent trips. And here's why. The tedious process that goes into coordinating trips started to become the focus of what we were doing, how we were spending our time, rather than focusing our efforts on building out bigger and better programs for our patients. And that had to change. Our focus needed to be on our patients more so than our volunteers. No offense, y'all, make it all happen, but that's really what it boiled down to. But do not fret, y'all, and stay tuned, because next episode I'll be discussing what allowed me to refocus our efforts on our patients and confirm that we don't need more frequent trips. So until next time, y'all, thanks.